Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking the Inkey List. And I'm here to say, shame on you, the Inkey List, for gouging us when it comes to the price of their newly launched products. Now, I think we're all used to the inflationary pressures in the world at the moment, but lots of brands are taking this as an excuse to launch new products with sky-high price points and kind of thinking that us, the consumer, won't notice. This is something that the Inkey List have certainly done with their new Super Solutions range of products. These command a ridiculously high price point where you compare and contrast it to their existing portfolio of products, and especially when you look at the formulations they're offering. None of this is groundbreaking, and in this video I want to explain why none of the Super Solutions products are worth a pence or a cent of your hard-earned coins. So sit back, relax, let's talk all things the Inkey List. Now, before we get into this video, I really would like to know your thoughts, feelings and opinions when it comes to these newly launched products. Have you tried any of them? Did they work for you? What were your experiences? Sound off in the comments section below. What do you think to the price point themselves? Obviously I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and feelings as we go through this video, but I'd love to know what yours are. We all have different budgets, price points and things we look for in terms of our skincare products, which is why I really want to get that conversation going. Whatever your thoughts are on the Inkey List, if you like me, you like the channel and you like the content that we create here on Mad About Skin, hopefully you'll reach down and give this video a thumbs up and a like. Don't forget, the more likes the video gets, the more widely YouTube distributes it on its platform, so it's just a wonderful way of helping me as a content creator to reach as many people as possible, and for that I'm always so grateful. Now, without further ado, shall we just cut that waffle and delve straight on in? Now, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you why I think the price point for the new Super Solutions range is ridiculous and overpriced, especially for what you're getting. However, some of the Inkey List products are really good. Like any brand, they have their holy grails and they have their total fails, and I captured my thoughts on the wider brand in a recent video, which I'll link up there. There is a 15% site-wide sale on at the moment for the Inkey List, which I've left links to in the description box below. So if you did want to get your hands on any of the Inkey List products and stock up, you can actually save a little coin at the moment. But today the focus is going to be on those Super Solutions range. Let's start with what I think is the best selling of this new capsule collection of products, which is the retinol 1% serum. Now, I know a lot of you might be out there thinking, hang about, didn't the Inkey List already have a 1% retinol serum anyway? Well, not really. They've not always been the most transparent and forward when it comes to the way they market their products. They had their traditional retinol serum, which was actually really well priced and super gentle, but that wasn't actually a 1% retinol serum, that was a 1% retinol complex. It uses something called Retistar, which actually is way more gentle and lower concentration than what I think we were led to believe. Again, this is something I covered in a recent video, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. I think the new introduction of this 1% retinol serum is kind of the Inkey List admitting that their original retinol probably wasn't going to give a lot of results for a lot of people, and they wanted to take it up a notch now. Well, they've taken the concentration up a notch and they've taken the price point through the roof. So for 30ml of product here in the UK, this is £23. In the States, that's going to roughly translate to be about $26, though there's quite a lot of fluctuation with the exchange rates at the moment. So again, use the links in the description box below to work out what the exact price point is wherever in the world you happen to be. Now, 23% is a pretty sky-high price point for a drugstore retinol, especially because the Inkey List always said that their original retinol serum, which I think cost about £7 or £8, was game-changing and amazing. And so what they're saying is now you need to switch over to this one, which is going to cost 3 times as much, because that's really where the action is. They claim that this is going to help even out the skin tone, it's going to help with acne scarring and hyperpigmentation, and whilst this definitely will be some of the effects you'll get from a relatively high concentration of retinoids, there are so many other better formulations on the market. My preferred one is this. This is the Geek and Gorgeous A-Game 10, which is a retinol based product, so you get higher potency, less risk of irritation, and with this it comes like a fraction of the cost of the Inkey List one. I think it's like £14 here in the UK, so about £10 cheaper. I think you get a better quality formulation with lots of hydrators and things which are going to nourish the skin and prevent any dryness, things that aren't really present in that Inkey List version. And overall, I just prefer the application and I just feel like I'm going to get better results with this one. I'm also not that trusting of the Inkey List in general. I feel the marketing around their original retinol was pretty shady and misleading, and now they've come out with this higher strength one and they're kind of saying, yeah, everyone needs to transition over to this one for the best results. That's kind of how it's been pitched, and it's coming with a ridiculously high price point. You don't need it. You can actually reach for this, the Grand Active Retinoid 2% emulsion from The Ordinary, which was my favourites. Again, coming in at a fraction of the cost of the Inkey List one. That Geek and Gorgeous. In fact, I covered some of my favourite over-the-counter retinoids in a recent video, which I'll link up there. All of them will perform better than this at a lower price point in most of the cases. So I think this one just missed the mark hard. So now let's come on to the Super Solutions Dry and Rough Skin Solution. So this is fractionally cheaper cheaper than that retinoid one. So this one comes in around £20 here in the UK, so again around the $25 mark. So a little bit cheaper than that retinol 1%, but still sky high when you look at the formulation that you're getting. So this is a 10% urea treatment. Now I love urea in skincare. It's one of the best unsung heroes. So urea is actually a humectant, so it draws in and retains moisture in itself, which is a wonderful addition, particularly for people with dryness prone skin. But it also softens the proteins in our skin. So if you have dry skin that's linked to a little bit of a roughness, a coarseness to the skin, then urea could be like your savior. I love urea so much, and I'm glad that it's getting a little bit more hype and attention now. But it's one of the cheapest ingredients to formulate with. It's a byproduct of a lot of things, so you don't actually need to spend a whole lot to add urea, even in a 10% concentration, into your formulation. So to charge £20 for 50 ml of product. And let that sink in, because I'm going to come on to some dupes which have way more product for a fraction of the cost in a minute, but that's quite a high price point for a very small amount of product. So they say that you can use this on the body, you can use it on the face, and I absolutely think that's where you're going to get the maximum benefits from urea. I like to use it on the elbows, which can be a little bit dry, the feet if they need a little bit of love too, and of course on the face. But this isn't going to go a long way. 50 mils isn't really going to do a lot of top to toe applications, and I think that's a shame for this sky high price point. One of my favorite urea treatments is this. This is the Ultris Dermatologist Dry Skin Repair Cream with a 10% urea. So same concentration, delivers great results. I paid £9 for this, and you get 200 mils. So if you think about that, you're paying half the price of that Inkey List one, and you're getting 4 times the amount of product. So it's like 1/8 of the cost if you go like gram for gram, mil for mil. This just proves how ridiculously overpriced that Inkey List one is. This has some really great moisturizers and humectants in here as well, and it's going to be a savior for dry, rough and chapped skin. Yes, that Inkey List one will work, but when Ultrist can do it for a fraction of the cost as a smaller brand, so they don't have those margins, I think it just proves how sky high those Inkey List prices are. I love urea so much as an ingredient. Of course, when I formulated my own moisturizer, I used it as a core ingredient. This is the Mad About Skin Maximum Impact Moisturizer, and this contains a 5% concentration of urea. So it's a lower concentration than you get with the Ultrist and the Inkey List version, but again, this retails at £10, which is half the price of the Inkey List one, and it's 100 mils, so it's actually double the amount of product that you're going to get. I wanted to create a 5% concentration because urea, whilst it is a wonderful ingredient, it can trigger a little sensitivity, particularly on very redness and sensitivity prone skin. So on the face, which tends to be a little bit more delicate and more sensitivity prone, a 5% might be more applicable, whereas on the body you might want to go for a 10%. So I wanted to introduce this to give the consumer choice, to find a product that would work well with their individual skin's needs. Whether you go for a 5% or a 10% is really up to you, but the Inkey List are not where it's at, not at that small amount of product for that sky high price point. Now let's come on to the Inkey List Redness Relief Solution 10%. This uses an azelaic acid, again one of my favorite ingredients, in a 10% concentration, which is a really nice mid strength, and they claim that this is going to help reduce redness, inflammation and irritation in the skin. This will absolutely do all of that, because a 10% concentration of azelaic acid is clinically proven to reduce any redness and inflammation and can be a great addition to your skincare routine. I don't think the price point for this one, which retails around the £16 or £17 price point, is as ridiculous as with that retinol or with that urea treatment, because azelaic acid, to formulate well with this ingredient, can come with a slightly higher price point. But I still think there are some cheaper options on the market. I'm loving at the moment this is a Geek and Gorgeous 8 pad, which is a 20% azelaic acid derivative. Now derivatives are different to azelaic acid in its pure form, which the Inkey List is offering, but there are some studies recently that have shown that the azelaic acid derivative is actually able to penetrate the skin a little bit better than its pure form equivalent, so you always need to bear that in mind. You can get great results with this product, which again is roughly half the price of the one from the Inkey List. You're getting 30 mils here, which if you're just using it on the face will last a reasonable amount of time. So like I say, I don't think it's as outrageously overpriced as the other two products that we've already mentioned, but I still think there are cheaper alternatives on the azelaic acid market. Costa Baja do equivalent, I've talked about the Geek and Gorgeous one. The ordinary azelaic acid, if you can get the texture to work with layering into your skincare routine, again it's a fraction of the cost and you get more product. So there are better ones out there, and I think the Inkey List really here are just capitalising on the popularity and hype around azelaic acid to throw their own product out there. There's nothing really innovative here, and it is still quite high priced when you look at some other drugstore options. Finally, we have their Oil Control 20% niacinamide. Now this is probably the one product of the whole collection that is well priced when you look at its competitors. So do I think you need a 20% concentration of niacinamide in your routine? Absolutely not. All the studies show this ingredient works best between 2 and 5%. So I do take issue with the 20% concentration. But if you have super oily, super acne prone skin, then going for a higher concentration could deliver some additional benefits. I just think there's a very small window of people that this would actually apply to. The reason that I'm giving this a bit of a pass is it's £15 for 30 mils, which if you compare it to the 20% Paula's Choice niacinamide, which is slightly better formulated, I think, but comes with a £45 price point for 20 mils, this is way more affordable. So there isn't a whole lot of market for 20% niacinamide serums, and I think this is a much more affordable option than what's currently available. I wouldn't personally rush out and buy this product. I don't think anyone really needs a 20% solution of niacinamide in their routine, but if you have experimented with this ingredient in higher concentrations and it's worked well for you, I think it's nice that there is another affordable option on the market. I think the Inkey List could be way more transparent with the way they market this product too. You know, they kind of say it'll work for anyone that has some excess oil in the skin. Put this on and it'll kind of solve all your issues. Actually, it could trigger a whole lot of redness, peeling and irritation, and I think they should be a lot more targeted with who they say that this will work for. People with very oily skin, persistent breakouts where other lower concentrations of niacinamide haven't worked for them. This could absolutely deliver, but for the vast majority of people, you don't need this concentration. You could go for a low one and actually get better outcomes for your skin. So overall, my thoughts, feelings and opinions on the Inkey List Super Solutions range. I was pretty underwhelmed. In fact, I was actually shocked at the price point. I think some of this is because when you look at the price point of these 4 products compared to the rest of the Inkey List collection, it's really disjointed and kind of out of kilter. These are, like most of the case, twice as expensive as the rest of the Inkey List range, and I think that's why maybe it shocks people a little bit more than, say, another brand coming out with a slightly higher price point product. I do appreciate that, you know, there are inflationary pressures in all markets, including the skincare one, but this just comes across as price gouging rather than just putting up your prices to kind of reflect the true cost of formulation. Products like urea, super inexpensive to formulate with. There's no need to charge such high prices. And I think when it comes to the retinol, I'm disappointed because for years they said their retinol serum, the original one, was all you needed for these great benefits. And now they're saying you have to pay 3 times as much to actually get these wonderful acne scar reducing benefits. It just seems a little bit tacky in my view. I would love to know what your thoughts, feelings and opinions are. So sound off in the comment section below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well and love your skin. Take care. Bye.